All right, what's going on, everyone? So while I'm on a kind of a roll here exposing what's going on with the revenue ticketing in Huron Township, I also want to throw in Taylor, Michigan, because these, both Huron and Taylor, they're doing the same things, not only with the frost laws, but they're also using revenue ticketing, just pulling over regular drivers. This is like what Huron does on 275. So I'm going to kind of get into some of the stuff I got with Taylor. So if 70% of your police tickets, okay, use the same fake phrase we're showing, this isn't law enforcement, this is a revenue factory. And I'm going to expose what I'm talking about here. So this is a criminal racketeering scheme happening in Huron Township and Taylor, Michigan, under the guise of frost laws. This is what they're doing. That's why I keep seeing all these people trying to defend the frost laws, and they have no clue what's even going on here and what's really going on and how dirty and corrupt these law enforcement officers really are. Okay, so Michigan's frost law temporarily lowers legal axle weight limits from about 18,000 pounds per axle down to 8,450. But here's the key. The law doesn't change physics, it doesn't change tire capacity, and it doesn't change how trucks actually sit under load. So commercial truck tires, okay, at 120 to 130 psi are engineered to carry 18,000 pounds per axle without squatting, bulging, or blousing. The key word here is blousing, okay? So why did Taylor police write over 70 tickets with the exact phrase axle bloused? Now hold on. Now here's some of the proof, so just so you can see, this is what they're doing, kind of like what Huron Township when they just pull people over and claim they're speeding, right, with no actual evidence of speeding. And then what they want to try and tell you is, oh, we're just going to give you, we're going to cut you a break, right? We're going to do you a favor, and we're going to give you an impeding traffic ticket, right? Oh, okay, just to psychologically manipulate you to believe they're helping you. It's all fraud. But let me keep going on with what's going on with Taylor here, okay? So when Taylor's over here writing, because Huron does these same things, right? Axles bloused, okay? The weights on the weight of the trucks do not match what's on the tickets. Most of the cited axles were between 15,000 and 18,000 pounds, which is normal, safe, and mechanically incapable of producing bloused tire deformation that the cops are claiming they see, okay? Which they're being trained just to say those things to justify pulling people over. It's conspiracy against rights, okay? So only less than 10% exceeded 18,000 pounds. And less than 5% of tandems exceeded 34%. So mechanically, that means 95% of these trucks could not have been even close to bloused tires. So they're lying on purpose, okay? So the same exact wording appears on over 70 plus separate tickets. I also have copies of these tickets, okay? So statistically, the odds of 70 random trucks all having the same mechanical issue with the same tire deformation written with the same exact phrase is absolutely zero. Zero, okay? This is an observation. This is literally revenue ticketing. They're being trained to use these tactics to extort people for money, okay? This is just a revenue script that they're being trained with. This is why law enforcement is using the guise of law enforcement, but they're really just policy enforcers. And they know what the hell they're doing. Go back to the video of the cops talking about all the money right here in Huron Township. They know what the hell they're doing. They're treasonous tyrants, okay? Now, under the Fourth Amendment in Michigan Constitution, Article 1, Section 11, probable cause must be real, not invented. So the fake tire descriptions, unlawful stop, unlawful detention, fraudulent citation, and deprivation of property without due process of law. This is systematic misconduct, not an isolated error, okay? So when over 70% of all citations use identical, mechanically impossible language, that's not policing. This is pretextual enforcement, revenue generation, and official misconduct. This is treason. They're committing treason, okay? And here's the bombshell. No police officer in Taylor can explain how a tire blouses at 15,000 pounds when engineering specs require far higher loads to produce visible deformation. Because they didn't see it. They didn't see these things. They're being trained to say it, right? They're being trained to write these things to justify the stop because the stops themselves are unlawful. They're just fishing to find anything they can to extort people, okay? So this isn't frost law enforcement. This is coordinated revenue schemes built on fabricated probable cause. And now me and a couple of people, we're exposing this. We're going after every one of these tyrants, okay? With showing the the statistics, and the Constitution. Now, this is, like I said, this is exactly what's going on with Huron Township. They're doing the same damn things, and not even even outside of the trucks. They're just pulling people over, claiming speeding, right? I just seen this, but then they just come at you. Oh, I'll give you an impeding traffic ticket, right? So you just go and pay this money, so our township gets all the money, right? It's a scam. Okay, these are treasonous tyrants. Now, I'm looking for any truckers, or anyone within Huron Township and Taylor that have been targeted by these tyrants, and where they've used the guys, right, the claims that you were speeding, that there was no evidence of you speeding, or for the truckers, if they're pulling you over claiming your truck squatting, so it looks like you're overweight, even though you were nowhere near a squatting weight, or your trucks were empty. Reach out to me, and I'm trying to trying to get a bunch of witnesses together showing that this is a systemic problem that's going on, because we're going to expose every single one of these tyrants and what they're doing, using the American people and the people of Michigan as slaves. Just like Judge Green, we're all peons in the cogwheels of the system controlled by the Secretary of State. Okay, our state government, our public servants, they view us as debt slaves. That's what they're treating all of us as. And we're going to show them, we the people, we hold all the power. You want to continue being tyrants? Every single one of you are going to be exposed, and you're going to be held accountable. So everyone that's been affected by these people with these tactics that they're using, please reach out to me. I want to hear your story. I want to see the evidence you got, and let's start taking down these damn tyrants.